October 13th, 2020. Horror movie recommendations. I changed my shirt and everything. Let's go. If you got Tubi, the movie you want to watch tonight is this French film. Now, I usually don't suggest French films because the French films are weird and gory, but also like horny gory at the same time. So like they rip everybody's guts out in the most disgusting way, and then like they gotta. But this one's really good. It's called High Tension. It's about this girl and this other girl. They're friends and they're hanging out and they're getting chased by a serial killer who's murdering people in the most gruesome ways. But it turns out that one of the girls is actually really a serial killer because she loves the girl, and then she tries to kill her with the biggest circular saw you ever seen, like a big concrete saw, right? It's really good. The director, I'm going to mispronounce it, Alejandro Aja. It looks like Aha because it's AJA. He's a really good director. He did the Hills Have Eyes sequel. That was awesome. He did Crawl, which was the alligator crocodile movie, which is dope. If you have Hulu, speaking of horny movies, if you have Hulu, you got to watch Interview with a Vampire. This is handsomevampires.com, right? Tom Cruise is a vampire, and you're like, Tom Cruise is a vampire, bite my neck, right? And then, right, Brad Pitt is a vampire, right? Like a southern Brad Pitt vampire, right? And you're like, dang, Brad Pitt bite the other side of my neck. What are you doing? And through their journeys throughout the millennia, right, they meet Kirsten Dunst. They have Kirsten Dunst as a little kid to save her from the Black Plague. And then they go to Spain. And who do they meet? Long hair, like real long hair, Antonio Banderas vampire. And you're like, dang, you want like Tom Cruise on like the left, and you want like Brad Pitt on the right side of your neck, and Antonio Banderas just come right in the middle. Right? So if you want, sexy vampires, sexy emotional vampires, then you watch Interview with a Vampire on Hulu. Now, I don't typically suggest movies with subtitles for various reasons, but during the Halloween season, because if somebody on social media that I know through like horror stuff comes up to me and is like, what's a movie, right? I'll tell them something with subtitles because they're like a horror nerd, right? But like a general person, right? A regular Joe Schmo, right? Is gonna be like, hey brother, what's a good scary movie? And if I'm like, something with subtitles, they're gonna be like, fuck you, I ain't reading. And I don't blame them. Because when it's Halloween season, I don't want to read neither. I just want to watch scary movies. I don't want to rock and roll all night, party every day. But on Netflix, there's this movie called Inhuman Kiss. It's a Thai film. It's set back in like the early 1900s. And it's about this village that's tormented by a Krausu. Now you may say, what's a Krausu? A Krausu is a floating head, right? And the story is about this girl in a love triangle with these two dudes. One dude who went out to Bangkok, wanted to be college educated. One dude who stayed in the village, wanted to be a farmer sharecropper. What they both don't know is she is the Krausu. So every night she goes to bed and her head disconnects from her body. And then her head floating around with these long red tentacles flies around the village and eats up all the chickens and the livestock and kills people. And then the one guy finds out and he tries to grow herbs for her. And then a Krausu killer comes into town. And the other guy who likes her joins the Krausu killers. right? So they can, he secretly joined them to hunt the Krause, but he also knows the girls the Krause, so he tries to get them off her trail. It's this whole love triangle, and one of the hunters is like a man version of a Krause, and he turns into this thing, and then the one guy's teeth all fall out, and then at the end of the movie, the Krause, and then the man Krause turns into a bat and a werewolf Batman. It's fucking crazy. But it's a really good, like you watch it and like you forget it's a horror movie. It just turns into this like fantasy, romance type of thing. It's really good. But the number one movie you need to watch tonight is at the complete opposite end of the spectrum of all these movies. It's not French Extremity. It's not Thai romance fantasy. It's not beautiful vampires mainstream movie. It's Legion. Okay, you need to watch Legion with Paul Bettany, right? These people are at this diner, and then like the whole earth turns dark because like hell demon angels or something want to come to this diner and get this girl who's pregnant and bring about hell on earth. But then Paul Bettany shows up. Paul Bettany is an angel, Gabriel, Archangel Michael or something, and he's got to shoot the other ones, right? And there's this old lady who tries to fuck people up, and then, these other guys come up and they got wings, and, it's all crazy. And then all these cars come. There's like, 7,000 zombie angel people come to try to get this girl. And it's really good. It's all like self-contained in this little diner. And they got all the, normal kind of stuck in a diner cast, right? There's like, the greasy drunk who's got to redeem himself because he's, drunk. I don't want to be drunk no more. And then there's the guy who's not really supposed to be there that they think is a good guy, but he's really a bad guy, but he also has military training. You know how it goes. So check that one out. That's Legion on Amazon Prime. As far as what I'm watching tonight, continuing with Night of Week. So last night I watched Night of the Creeps. Tonight I'm watching Night of the Comet, which is about this comet that comes like across the sky on Christmas, and either you turn into ash or you turn into a zombie, and the only people left alive are these two like teen girls who were just interested in going to the radio station. It's basically like super proto Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Like if Night of the Comet didn't exist, there would be no Buffy the Vampire Slayer. So to review, if you got Tubi, watch the French film. This one's not subtitled. High Tension, right? If you got Hulu, watch Tom Cruise on the left, Brad Pitt on the right, Antonio Banderas, right? Handsome vampire movie, Interview with the Vampire. If you got Netflix, sit through the subtitles, watch Inhuman Kiss, and if you don't want to read a whole movie, because that's lame, then watch Legion on Amazon Prime, which is just... Okay, so you have like... I'm suggesting today French Extremity, right? Interview with the Vampire is like mainstream American, clean, polished, suburban housewife vampire horror with Cruz and Pitt and Banderas, right? Thai horror with Inhuman Kiss, and then ugly American angels stuck in a diner shooting people in the face. So that's it. Come back tomorrow for another one. This one ran really long, and I'm sorry. Have a nice day.